WCSM's General Store recorded at 70X7 Studio. WCSM is brought to you by Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center. Christine Flynn, your local Farmers Insurance agent. For Good Reasons Roofing, your local hometown roofing specialist. The AME Group for all your technical needs. And by Sanders Insurance, your local independent insurance experts. And now, WCSM's crew.
Well, good Friday afternoon to you. It's time for another edition of WCSM's General Store from the 70X7 studio. Curt out again this week. Got Bill Williams, Mark Raper here. I'm Sheila Stephen, and we'd like to say thank you to Mike and Carter, our producers, whether they want us to or not. I know, Mike, you don't really need me to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway because we all know that you make us look good and you could make us look really bad, and you've actually made me look really bad a couple times by that's right. But you know what? You've trained me not to make stupid faces so much anymore because he'll play it back.
I was going to say I can't do anything about this face.
You got to kind of watch Mike. No, I like it. It's okay. So welcome to the show on this Friday. Great to have you along.
Yeah.
And a special thank you to our top fans. Bill, you got some?
Yeah, sure do. Robert Lutz, 11 weeks. And then one of the boys from 71 that I graduated with, Danny Chitwood.
No kidding.
Wow. Pam Thrasher, Arlena Jackson, Danny Todd back in 11 weeks. So Jeremy Williams, Michelle Pritchard, Tina Lamke, Debbie Taylor, Missy Panko Labrash, and her husband Dave.
There's neck and neck.
It's 1 point apart.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And then Stephen Deanna Stickles.
Very good.
Nice.
Thank you so much for interacting and engaging with us on the Facebooks. Hey, I remind you of this all the time. I'm going to do it again. We'd love it if you become a subby or subscribe to us on our YouTube channel as well. I'm not going to lie to you. YouTube could benefit us monetarily to where we would have money to pour back into the podcast.
Yeah.
And so Facebook is not monetized. YouTube is. So if you could become a subscriber there, view us there. We'd like to build that community. It would help us a whole lot. We're trying to not be famous. We don't want to be famous, but we do want to be nationwide. We'd like to be national, a podcast competing with some of these other podcasts, and just getting a good message out, and maybe having a good time and sharing a little bit of the gospel along the way. Like Mike, our producer, says, we don't have to beat people over the head with a Bible, but we can.
But sometimes they need it.
But sometimes they do need it. Upside the back of the head is not. No, I'm just kidding. Right. No, but, we can still be the hands and feet of Jesus. And
hit them with the Word of God.
That's right. So sometimes we're the only Bible someone will read. So that's kind of the mission statement of this podcast. Well, it's good to be here with you, fellers. So let's do a little catch up. We're just going to have a nuts and bolts kind of conversation. So I don't even know what it's been, a month ago? Not quite a month ago, I guess. Mm-hmm. We have never discussed the solar eclipse.
Oh, wow.
So where did you watch it? Did you watch it? Who all was there? What was your experience?
It was just me and Renata and Madison and the dog, Cooper.
Okay.
And he wore the solar glasses also.
Did you let? So we'll stop right there real quick. Yeah. So did you allow your dog to be outside? Yeah. Did you see? I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of anybody.
We discussed it. We didn't even talked about it.
No, there was posts all over Facebook warning people, keep your dog in the house and shut all the windows and the blinds and don't let them get. And it was like, my dog has never gone outside and looked up and stared at the sun.
I know.
I'm pretty sure I'm okay.
But then you read the horror stories where they've had dogs that evidently went blind.
We went ahead and we brought Harper outside and she did not look at the sun, so she was okay. So you took your dog outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we put glasses on him.
You really did? Did he keep them on?
I got it. Yep. Yeah.
Because you duct tape him around his head.
We took a photo with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your experience? Did you think it was
very cool? It was very,
Now, did you go outside for the full eclipse or did you just go outside right when it hit and you're
pretty
done?
much the full eclipse. We might have went in and out a little bit, but for the most part, we were out there. I was a little bit, and I knew it was going to be quick, but I was like, wow, I wish it could last a little bit longer.
Right.
It goes by fast.
Yes.
Yeah. But it is amazing how dark it gets.
It was incredible.
And cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to put my sweatshirt back on.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, here was the thing that amazed me, though. It was the traffic.
Okay, we're going to talk to that in a minute. Let's get to that in just a minute. We're going to definitely talk about that. Did you do the solar eclipse?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so where were you at? Who did you do with? What did you guys do?
I was down at the point, and in our neighborhood association, they had a little thing going, so I went up there and visited with them, but I'd also helped another party get a guy to play music for them. There's about 30. No,
Nice.
there's about 30 of us.
Oh, wow.
And we had a good time setting out in lawn chairs and
Nice.
watching it. It was cool.
So you had a little party at your place, or was it up at the house, at the clubhouse or whatever?
No, it was at somebody's house.
Oh, it was at someone's house. Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
Oh,
down the road.
fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Had a good time.
That's
Nice.
awesome. Well, and we're going to discuss what you brought up, but because of that,
Yeah, I think a lot of people
because
changed
of
their
that,
plans because they thought.
everyone, all of my guys were home. Perry,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
he was supposed to work that day.
Well, you closed.
Well, and they closed weeks before.
Right.
Like months before.
Right.
But Perry was supposed to work, and just a few days prior, I was panicked about the 500,000 people that were going to be here. And so I told Perry, oh my gosh, you got to stay home, because if you're in Indianapolis and you're trying to get home at the normal time you're trying to get home, you're never going to get home. Right. And he was like, I'm not going to work, because he works in construction.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, all of our contractors have canceled.
Yeah.
They're not working either. So I'm like, okay, check. He's going to be home. Garrett's boss, Landmark Collision Repair, they closed. Check. He's going to be home.
Yeah.
Griffin couldn't fly that day because at the airport that he takes his lessons at, they had to close because they had so many airplanes coming in to see the eclipse over in Ohio. Chuck, he's going to be home. So we were all home together during the day, during the week, and it was like a holiday for Mom. So it was awesome. So, yeah, we just all sat out on the back deck. We smoked cigars, and it was awesome. And
hey, my humidor's full. So
I got to buy. I need to ask you what kind of humidor you got, because I need to get one for sure. But anyway, we all smoked cigars, and
I didn't know that was tradition to smoke cigars at an eclipse. Is that tradition?
yeah, you got to wait 20 more years?
yeah, we won't do it again for another.
Well, I missed out. I didn't know.
No, I'm going to be dead and buried like 6 feet under when the next one happens. So I figured I might as well enjoy this one. I'm smoking a stogie. But anyway, yeah. So we sat on the back deck, but we watched the whole thing like at 1:48.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to hold your
out.
glasses up and see it. I mean, it was
a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
We
That was
really.
neat.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I wish if I could put a request in. Next time, if you could make the movement part a little faster, but the total eclipse a little longer, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But
the total, I mean, it goes quick.
Yeah.
I thought it was really quick.
But
They say
I
it was
don't know
4
if
minutes.
you did it like it was like this at your house, but when it finally was the total eclipse, and like right as it was getting there, all of us sitting on the back deck was like, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Like we were so excited. And then the minute it was total eclipse, we ripped our glasses off, and it was like, we were so excited by it.
We had one person right in the middle of the total eclipse that was driving down the road. I'm like, what is this person doing that's so important? he had his headlights on, driving down. I'm thinking, what is going on in this guy's life that he has to drive in the middle? Why would you not, even if you had to be somewhere,
reschedule,
pull over and look at it? This guy's just, okay, another day.
Right, everybody
Wonder why
else.
I got to turn my lights on. I couldn't believe it. I'm right in the middle
didn't get
of
the
it.
memo, did he?
No.
That was so funny because there were
It
some
was.
time-lapse videos on Facebook that I saw in the totality path, and it was the same thing. It was the time lapse, and you could see cars driving across a bridge or whatever, and it was like, why?
Yeah.
What are you doing? It's a total eclipse. You're never
Not
going to
happen in 20 more years.
Right, unless you're like 20 years old, you're never going to see this again.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's so funny. But yeah. So now let's get to the point that was made. And I kept posting about this, and I know people were probably sick of seeing me post about it, but I was like, what is going on? Like, but I have an analytic mind. Like, I question everything, and I'm always trying to figure out what's the end game. No, it wasn't the. I didn't think it was going to be the apocalypse, but I did think, why are government agencies across the country, not just local, why are government agencies, media agencies, why are they all reporting that it's doomsday? You better get your food, enough food for like 2 weeks, and make sure you fill up your tank, and you're not going to have cell phone service. It was literally like the world was ending. It's like, why are they pushing this narrative? It was very weird for me.
I was getting gas at Circle K, and they had a sticker on the pump. Make sure you have your gas before the eclipse.
I mean, what is that?
I'm not going anywhere.
And what's one tank of gas? If it's that bad, what's one tank of gas going to really do for me?
I know, right? I don't understand it. I did see on Facebook, though, afterward. I mean, the people... First of all, let me say this. If it hadn't been blown out of proportion, my guys wouldn't have been home. So I was so thankful for that. I thanked God for that, honestly, because we don't ever get to do stuff like that together.
Right.
But second of all, I also thanked him for Bloomington being like a ghost town for 3 days. It was wonderful, wasn't it? It was so awesome.
Yeah.
I went shopping at Kroger on a Saturday afternoon, and there was nobody in there. And the shelves were full.
Yeah.
It was like a perfect...
I will say that I do think there was one business that definitely won. And the porta pot business.
Oh, because they got their money.
They really did well.
I thought the same thing.
There were so many porta pots in Bloomington.
Everywhere, and they got paid.
All over the county, to be honest.
Everybody had their own porta pot.
and they got paid.
I know. There was probably 2 per person. There were probably more porta pots than there were people in Bloomington.
I mean, there were people trying to get porta pots that couldn't get them because they were sold out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they won that business. They
made money. So, hey, brava to all of you.
So there was a winner.
They were. Because if you think about it, restaurants, and those are the people that my heart breaks for, because they went out and bought all of this excess amounts of meat and bread or whatever. And then had no one in their restaurants, not even locals, because we weren't going to a restaurant, because we were told to stay home. The state of Indiana
actually declared a state of emergency.
Yes, I know.
As a trooper, every trooper had to be on duty, even if you were a detective, whatever. You had to be on duty, and you were assigned a certain roadway to be at. And I happened to know, and I'm not going to say names, but the trooper that had my roadway, I called him. I said, "You better get down here." I said, "I had 2 chickens across the road. And I don't know what I'm going to do." He came down and had a cup of coffee with me.
I hope you didn't pull him away
duty.
too long.
He was on break.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
we couldn't take him off that traffic detail.
Well,
there you go.
You wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want something to happen. I mean, it was just absolutely nuts. Now, I will say, the 2 or 3 posts that I made that I kept saying, what is happening? Why are they doing this? Why did they do this? What's the end game? A friend of mine, Jim Inman, Jim Inman Jr., probably, don't you?
Yeah.
He actually made the most sense. He said he thought probably what happened was when there was a total eclipse in 2017, other places, they did get slammed.
Yes.
And were not prepared.
Kentucky, I think, had it.
Kentucky was one of them. And they were not prepared. And so fast forward now, 7 years? And now we have one here. All of these places saw what happened in 2017, so they all made plans, which gave people who were going to travel to areas of totality a smorgasbord of where they could go. They could go to Texas, or they could go to Oklahoma, or they could go to Indiana, or they could go to Michigan, or whatever. And he's like, and so people got to choose where they went because everybody was having a festival or a party or a concert or whatever. And so he's like, I think that's it. It just happened to be that people didn't choose Bloomington like, they thought they would. Now, Bloomington,
they had predicted not so great weather for Bloomington up until the day of.
Right. And it was beautiful.
It couldn't have been better.
Beautiful.
Couldn't have been better.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I think, was pretty packed.
Yeah.
But anyway, so, all right. Well, stay close. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be right back for the second half of the show on The General Store.
Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center is the place that you need to go to keep your car running in perfect order. On the outside chance your car is not running in perfect order, Chad's has a shop over on State Road 46 in Ellisville that'll give you a free estimate and reasonable rates and get your car back on the road. Now, to keep it that way, you need to hightail it over to Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center located at 1357 South Liberty Drive. You know exactly where that is. That's just right around the corner from Menards. Now, check this out. Every 7th oil change is free. That's right, absolutely free. I don't think you can get any better than that. Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center, 1357 South Liberty Drive in Bloomington.
For Good Reasons Roofing, that's the number 4, goodreasons.com. They want to be your local hometown roofing specialist, whether it's hail damage, storm damage, worn out and just plain old damage, or maybe it's new construction. Whatever your 4 reasons are to have a new roof, their 4 reasons are honesty, integrity, quality, and kindness. For Good Reasons Roofing. Give them a call at 812-360-4469. They'll give you a free inspection and a transparent quote. You will be completely satisfied because Tony Pulliam will not let it be anything less than your satisfaction. Look for them at forgoodreasons.com. That's the number 4, goodreasons.com, or call them at 812-360-4469. For Good Reasons Roofing, your local hometown roofing specialist.
Just want to take a moment to talk about our newest sponsor we're really excited about, Sanders Insurance, joining the gang here at WCSM's General Store. They are located at 5641 West State Road 46 in Ellettsville. If you're familiar with that address, it's because Levi Sanders, their general agent, has been at that location for quite a few years. They are now an independent insurance agency, which means they have access to the best companies that serve your particular needs. Each client is given a dedicated team that works together to address all of your concerns. They offer all types of personal insurance coverages, ATV, boat, watercraft, auto insurance, even renter's insurance. So, do you own a business? Give one of their agents a call and start saving money on commercial insurance coverages, including apartment, building owners, builder's risk, auto body shops, you name it. Sanders Insurance gives you the ability to choose the best carrier for your insurance needs. That's the main advantage to using an independent insurance agency. They'll work with the best to satisfy you. Give them a call, 812-876-7831, or visit them on the web at sandersinsurance.co and tell them the General Store sent you. You'll be glad you did.